Well, that was fast. Sorry, Caramel. Hey everyone. This is a slightly different setup from usual. I really do like this. I did add a second camera. That way you can see my gorgeous daughter. And also when I'm gaming, you'll know I'm not cheating because I'll be doing the things over here, moving the mic, mouse. Sorry, moving the mice, not the mic. Um, but yeah, if there's any issues on your side, you please go ahead and let me know. Other than that, we are gonna get started. So yeah, you read the title. The state of like YouTube, IG, Snapchat, social media, the influencers, everything is like really bad right now. I mean, and honestly, I'm not sure if there is some kind of light at the end of this tunnel. I mean, we're losing everybody. I mean, Doctor Disrespect gone. Mr. Beast, we don't know what the fuck is happening with that. Um, all these streaming COD players that are just getting completely bashed into the abyss, thanks to people like Call of Shame and so many other people who are like in the game who really understand all the behind the scenes fucking bribery and cheating, and it's really sad. It's really sad. We all work so hard for this. I don't know what you want to call this life we're trying to build, this world we're working on piece by piece, and then you got people that's trying to pull out these shortcuts, and unfortunately, it's just not always gonna work out that way. Um, Also, hey, if anybody is watching this live stream right now and you've been here before, uh, this is actually the first time I'm doing a stream back on my table, and I really do love it. It took me a long time to figure out how can I show you everything at the same time. See, look, bloosh, bloosh, timing is perfect there. Um, Really interesting. So you tell me. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, do you really think? Yeah, this was me trying to. I was literally just set this up right now. I'm just and unfortunately none of these videos helped. I had to do some other shit. I pulled out my Insta 360 and it worked. What are the chances? What are the chances? All right, so let's keep this over there. Keep the screen clean. Even these, like, I can just move these out of there. Perfect. Look at that. It's perfect. Perfect. All right, so look at this. This is my dude. Hey, if you're watching this, I don't even know your name, but some ordinary gamers, dude. Uh, I enjoy your work. This is actually, I gotta give respect where it's due, but you inspire me to do live streams more often. I do watch your videos. I do appreciate them. And you make a lot of great points. Let's go ahead and listen. I want to find out a little bit more about what's going on with this Mr. Beast situation. Let me see. Can I actually? Can I get this here? I don't need this. All right. Like if I do this, will you
Hey,
guys?
this Mr. Beast stuff is kind of a roller coaster, to be honest. But this is something that's been of great interest to me for the last, I want
Okay,
to say
we're
week
good.
since it's been happening. And you might be like, whoa, Muda, what is new about this? Well, today we are talking about lawsuits, cease and desists. You know, when the lawyers get involved, that's when things get really, really freaky. And boy, do I know a fair bit about that from my own personal time on YouTube. But to give you an idea and
Sucks,
context,
right?
basically the last time we
Cease and
looked into the
desist
Mr. B stuff,
letters,
there was some
doxing.
serious allegations being made from one of the whistleblowers, Dogpack404, when it came to one of the largest YouTubers in the game, and the possibility of illegal lotteries And the terrible onset allegations of like conditions with the Amazon Prime show that
Do you
they're
hear
doing,
this
these
shit?
Beast games,
This
where
is
apparently people aren't being fed, taken care of,
crazy.
or really anything is right. The implications that the game shows that are being hosted, the competitions, could potentially be rigged, which brings actual legal case law into the mix.
All right, so let's take a look at this. What does it say? Okay, feel bad for all of the contestants at Amazon. They're trying to do a ton of damage control behind the scenes right now. I don't think they knew what they were getting into working with Jimmy. I mean, this is, you got to understand, when you get to the top of the game of any category, you're gonna definitely get into like the politics and all of the fucking blood-sucking individuals who live in that subject as well. But this is literally getting crazy. We're gonna talk a little bit about. Excuse me. We're gonna talk a little bit about this. We're gonna talk a little bit about the doc. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. I mean, I love the doc. It's really unfortunate. I really don't know what the fuck is going on. They say he was talking to a minor. I don't know how much he's been talking to. I mean, listen. It wasn't the doc talking to a minor, right? Like, at the end of the day, if you watched a movie with an actor and you love that movie, and then all of a sudden in real life the actor goes ahead and does some fucked up shit, what are you gonna like never watch that movie again? I mean, hey, some people it affects them too much. I get it, but all right, let's keep pushing.
As well, when we start to see how this stuff is treated in the grand scheme of things, right? When the law is brought in. Now, before anybody goes like, oh, this is just drama for drama's sake. I want to just kind of reiterate, when things like illegality are brought on board, when people's safety is questioned, that's not drama. That's criminality we're discussing. That is possibly illegal behavior. And that's something that I am very much interested to see how the response comes from. Now, since then, Mr. Beast really hasn't responded. Who knows? He might just respond literally an hour after this video is posted. But to give you a quick idea and context, Dogpack404 basically shot out this little notion right here. A cease and desist final warning emoji, I would assume, was definitely...
Okay, so Dogpack404 is one of the dudes who used to work for Mr. Beast, but he worked there only 1 month. So how much are you like really gonna listen to this dude? It's kind of fucked up. Anyway, let's continue.
Definitely not included by the lawyer. So here he basically shares, hey, dear Mr. Dogpack404, this firm has recently been retained by Mr. Beast YouTube LLC and its founder, Jimmy Donaldson, regarding the unsettling news that you have...
Mind you, this was just uploaded. I shit you not, this was 2 hours ago, maybe 3 hours ago. So I hope this doesn't land me in any trouble. Again, some ordinary gamer. I really don't know your name, but this isn't any way. I'm not stealing any of your entertainment. So just let me know if there's anything wrong here. You just let me know.
Embarked on a campaign to disparage Mr. Beast as a company and defame Jimmy Donaldson as an individual. Not only are your statements about Mr. Beast and Jimmy Donaldson untrue, they also violate the clear, binding, enforceable terms of your confidentiality and non-disclosure agreements with Mr. Beast dated March 25th, 2024, which you have shown in videos posted on the internet. Now, this was one actual thing that I saw. The other thing that I saw posted was from Internet Anarchist, who basically shared this cease and desist
this
letter. Immediate action.
The Internet Anarchist is bugged out. Him, obviously, Call of Shame. Call of Shame is if anything, we should just rotate. I don't want anyone like thinking like I'm just fucking stealing. So this dude, like, look, 18 hours ago, the whole cheating situation. He also has some. Let me see. He's really giving it to this dude, man. I guess he's really not gonna talk about anything Mr. Beast related. It sticks to Call of Duty. My bad. If I said that, my apologies. Man, this is crazy. All right. let's stick to this for now.
Action required. Dear Mr. Blank, McGuire Woods LLP represents your former employer, Mr. Beast YouTube LLC. I am writing to you regarding your recent troubling conduct following your involuntary termination. So yeah, according to one of the journalists that I've talked to, Stephen Asarch, he basically said that McGuire Woods is actually the law firm that Mr. Beast is using for the third-party investigation of Ava Tyson. So it's kind of a weird mix-up of a clash of.
This is actually very long. I really don't think we're gonna go through the entire 30 minutes. Really wish he had some chapters, but hey, listen, what the fuck do I know? 3.79 million subscribers. God bless his soul, right?
Okay, massive update regarding the Mr. Beast situation. Apparently, he's been threatening to sue
Hey, more Pegasus.
the former employee
Hey,
who
more
made the
Pegasus. Shout out
exposed
to
video
you.
on him. Dogpack404
Not like
has
stealing your
just
shit.
posted that he got a cease and desist from the Mr. Beast legal team. So clearly, Mr. Beast was not happy with being accused of conducting illegal lotteries, faking the game show videos, and all of the other stuff we talked about in my previous videos. Step 1 was to send Chucky, the fake PR guy, to message people to stop making videos. And step 2 is to just use your billions of dollars to bully and silence people. Not gonna lie, this is a horribly bad look for Mr.
Hello, guys and gals, me Mutahar, and this Mr. Beast.
It's just crazy. Everybody is just like talking about this situation
All right,
right
the title
now.
says it all, so I'm just going to jump right in. It is my opinion that the Mr. Beast team is engaging in a deliberate cover-up.
Is it alright if, by the way, shout out to you, Upper Echelon, not stealing your shit, just kind of making a video with a whole bunch of different opinions. I'm gonna let this play just for a few. I'm gonna grab a little snack. I'll be right back.
Rather than respond on merit or substance to virtually any of the business allegations regarding predatory practices, child exploitation, illegal lotteries, or rigging competitions. These are my opinions based on evidence and behavior I'm witnessing. However, when you go through and see all of it as one cohesive picture, it gets pretty damning. I'll start with background. Mr. Beast, the world's largest YouTuber, has been facing criticism and scrutiny over what seem to be three developing situations. First, a former employee named Chris Tyson was engaging in wildly inappropriate behavior on a Discord server with minors present, which led to a massive trove of messages being leaked online, which are extremely damaging to the credibility and reputation of the entire company. Second, a former employee, going by the screen name Dogpack404, released a nearly hour-long video about illegal lotteries, underage gambling, and the rigging of competitions, which got about 8 million views and counting so far. And third, on the set of Beast Games, which is a $100 million game show production funded by Amazon, allegations came forward about contestants getting injured, unsafe conditions, lost medication, missing personal belongings, and much more. In essence, inappropriate, possibly criminal behavior by one of his employees towards minors. Predatory, possibly criminal behavior by Mr. Beast himself with regards to merchandise promotions, as well as overall business atmosphere, and lastly, safety.
It's pretty fucked up, right?
I'll try to go fast here. On the subject of Ava Chris Tyson, the most recent development is that the initial Discord messages have now been taken offline.
I don't really even understand
GitHub,
the Ava Chris
messages
Tyson
are no longer available,
situation.
with widespread speculation about why exactly they've been.
I could follow the
Obviously,
cheating,
nothing on the internet.
the manipulating the game,
The leaked messages are still available in a variety of other locations.
the
but the primary
people who couldn't
place
get
that is the initial
proper
platform
health,
where they were hosted originally is
healthcare
down.
in the
I
middle
don't know
of
if this was
the
result
contest.
of Mr. Beast, his
I don't know this
team,
Ava
or his
Chris Tyson
overly
situation
aggressive legal
at all.
representation,
It's just
which
too
I'll
much right
discuss
now.
in just a minute here. But whatever the reason, they're gone. I do want to make something clear, however, in the interest of being thorough. It's entirely possible that the leaks were removed because they simply violate GitHub terms of service. Directly from their TOS page here, quote, GitHub Pages is not intended for or allowed to be used as a free web hosting service, end quote. However, at this point in time, we simply don't know. All I can say for certain is that the leaks have been taken offline on GitHub. Next.
They're literally trying to put their entire conversations. You can download that shit. Every single word for word response. It's crazy. You really don't want the internet fucking with you in 2024. It's crazy.
Next are the allegations of illegal lotteries, predatory business practices, and rigging competitions. This is where it gets spicy. The former employee, Dogpack404, who initially sparked off this entire controversy, has been sent not one, but 2 different cease and desist letters by 2 separate law firms, asserting that he has disclosed sensitive, confidential, and proprietary information regarding the company's business operations, as well as defamation. I've talked a bit with Dogpack404 in the background. He's got things well handled, he has legal representation, etc. But the fact that the letter focuses on breach of non-disclosure, emphasizing that he is disclosing sensitive, confidential, and proprietary information regarding the company's business operations, makes me think that what little they might actually be able to dispute is inconsequential in the grand scheme. Cease and desist letters like this, especially ones that emphasize breach of non-disclosure contract, are intimidation tactics. I've experienced things like this myself before. One of the most prominent examples would be a company called Celsius Network, where I discussed the shady business dealings of the company openly, which resulted in a cease and desist letter being sent to me. They hyperfixated on a single small factual error, attempting to leverage that error into the silencing of my voice, which didn't work, obviously. I came back at them harder, and eventually the company declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy because it was a Ponzi scheme. The founder, Alex Mashinsky, has been arrested and charged with fraud. I'm no stranger to the process of speaking truth to power and having that power try to shut you up. That is precisely what this looks like to me. The second cease and desist letter, from an entirely different law firm, by the way, focuses on defamation, while still mentioning the non-disclosure agreement, which is what I want to really draw attention to, because I myself, obviously they've requested anonymity, have talked with a current MrBeast team member who said that the company has terrifying non-disclosure policies aimed at making sure that no one ever speaks out publicly. In addition, Dogpack404 has begun receiving text messages and DMs from a multitude of current and former team members corroborating all of
All right, let me balance out
warnings
the
that the
audio a
company
little
is
bit.
allegedly gaming out methods of discrediting him or assassinating his character. Even so far as claims that they are possibly looking at hiring private investigators to dig up any dirt they can on him. Quote from another alleged former employee. Not planning on mentioning I ever worked at Beast, but if it did get out, or if somehow, some way I accidentally mentioned it, I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get sued to all hell. End quote. Remember, I'm talking about the concept of a cover-up, and so far we have multiple cease and desist letters from 2 separate law firms aimed at silencing a former employee on the basis of violating his non-disclosure agreement in terms of confidential information. The Discord leaks showcasing predatory behavior by a MrBeast team member have been taken down on their primary hosting platform, as well as extremely aggressive non-disclosure agreements well before any of this blew up at all, which appear to be, in my estimation, deliberately constructed to prevent reputation damage, not protect business secrets. Now, in the time since all of this began blowing up, even more has started to bubble to the surface, such as this, where MrBeast ran an Australian sweepstakes event giving away cars.
This is another one I heard about. There's so many videos that says it's titled "Australia Got Scammed" by MrBeast. It's crazy.
But the format was to buy Feastables chocolate bars with no regulation on age, and then play a slot machine on your phone. Lots of people got the winning combination, but that didn't matter either because the app was broken. You would buy chocolate, scan a QR code, play a slot machine at any age, get the 3 cars required to win, and then you didn't win. If any other YouTuber did this, they would be universally despised by the community. Still, not even close to done here, because despite being one of the least flashy accusations for a YouTube video, worker safety is actually a very big deal in all this. Turns out the alarm bells, so to speak, over how MrBeast's company operates itself have been sounding for quite a while. In February of 2024, Time Magazine published an article titled "In the Belly of the Beast." A reporter openly discussed the concept of worker safety with paragraphs like this, quote, Scott Brown, a creative producer who worked for MrBeast from March 2023 to August 2023, says that in order to move fast at MrBeast, they view safety as, like, being overly cautious or a weakness. He helped produce the Train vs. Giant Pit video and believed the safety procedures were insufficient. When he suggested using OSHA protocols for the pit's considerable drop, I was told, "We don't need to worry about that," he says. Other producers say they were asked to work with explosives, fast cars, and heavy machinery with very little training.
Remember? I said the safety. Crazy.
On very little notice. Let's just say as an 18-year-old, says Jay Neo, who moved to Greenville from the UK to help on the creative team, it felt weird to be writing on the board days without an accident that needed to be updated every day, end quote. There's more, like the assertion that many employees had signed non-disclosure agreements and would not go on the record for fear of angering a powerful company, further corroborating that atmosphere. But the most interesting thing is that this article didn't go as planned. In my opinion, Mr. Beast was expecting a puff piece, and when that didn't happen, when the journalist was asking real questions, he cut things short. Further speaking to the problems building behind the scenes, if you look at Glassdoor, which is employees reviewing their employers, we see things like this, quote, "They break OSHA violations like no other. Jumping from barges with equipment, I'm impressed no one has died yet, but there's been injuries," end quote. Or this, quote again, "OSHA and Department of Labor violations rampant. Promotion of unhealthy work-life balance. Cult-like atmosphere promoting complete company loyalty."
I would never take this as 100% fact, but it's a review. It's worth at least reading.
Loyalty, end quote. Once again establishing that where once the issue was merely a rogue former employee interacting with minors, now the issue appears to be rampant workplace malpractice. Next, however, is a keystone issue that seems to be ramping up even more, and that is the Amazon Prime sanctioned Beast Games reality show that is being filmed right now in Las Vegas, soon to be switching over to Canada. Remember that part. For the past couple of weeks, various outlets, including Vital Vegas, whom I believe was the first outlet to report on this, have been exposing the terrible conditions of that show. But on social media, a woman named Rosanna Pansino has been leading the charge, talking about injuries, contestants being offered money to sign away their litigation rights afterwards, and other horrifying revelations.
I watched this video.
However, she's not alone, and these are not just random anonymous messages anymore, because the New York Times has now come out with their own piece, which not only corroborates her accusations and prior media pieces from Las Vegas, but also expands on them. It contains details about how some contestants were carried out on stretchers, some were vomiting, passing out, there were broken bones.
It's gonna be crazy, everything you're gonna hear.
Seizures, or they were getting evacuated to the hospital. Contestants weren't being fed properly, and yet the camera crew was going around to contestants and giving them Feastables chocolate bars and filming them praising the candy. Think about that. They were basically starving contestants, whether deliberate or negligent, and then giving them Mr. Beast's chocolate bars and filming them eating and praising the candy.
Yeah, they're probably gonna
Kinda
fucking love the
sick fuck is
chocolate after
They
this.
were serving
This is really sad. It breaks my heart.
food to people that were allergic to that food, and after
So we watched this like about 9 minutes. Now let's go to Call of Shame. Look at this.
List so we can see how fast these streamers
Hey, Call of Shame.
collecting valuable data from cheat developers over the past few months, then very cleverly pushed through the detections late last night. Many cheat developers have a serious headache today, as they now not only have to find the detection, but also find a workaround. This is easier said than done, as Ricochet now have silent updates, which is proving to be a menace for cheat developers. Not only do they have to find the detection, they also have to figure out how far back Ricochet was recording the detected signatures. It could be very old, and if the cheats have been updated a lot, then it will be most difficult. A few cheat developers contacted me today to inform me that they have indeed been detected. All of the big ones are down, including Engine Owning, Raging Nation, and all of the resellers. The resellers also branded their own cheats and resold those to other resellers are also affected.
Literally fucking.
The only cheat that avoided the detection is Phantom Overlay. I don't get on with the developers for Call of Duty, but
And then another video I watched. very sad. It's just crazy, right? Like, look at this. Like, the last 2 weeks has just been insane. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining in on this one. Just wanted to kind of go over how fucking shitty everything is, but you know what? That means there's room for people. There's room for, you know, new artists, new streamers. So we should be concentrating on that right now. And everyone should be chasing their bag. All right, fellas and fellies, this was a first live stream here in this apartment. 2 camera angles. And I think it's looking pretty crispy. Audio was crispy. A few words might have been cut off. I'm going to look into that. I do believe it's somewhere in my noise gate settings. All in all, I think it was pretty good. Tune back in for the next one.